The next day, when I woke up and I went home to the rental house, and I woke up and I hobbled myself to an absolute full-length mirror, and I looked at my face, and I saw my body, and I had scrapes all over my body, and you'll eventually see a picture of what I look like.
Yeah, take a look. It's a good time at the spot right now to give you a little idea of what he looked like, and what if somebody walked in that room would go, oh my goodness. Now it looks like you slid along a paved road.
Yes, and in fact, if you go to a second picture, you can get a more, I don't know if you have that. There you go.
Wow.
That picture right there. That's day 2. You can start in the top left part of my forehead. You can see the deep impact. That's where my skull was really butterflied. It was 35 stitches, but it was stitches throughout my entire face. It wasn't like all in one spot. But anyway, I was looking at that face, right?
In the mirror.
In the mirror. And instead of looking at shock or trauma or anything else, I felt complete and absolute forgiveness. And I remember looking at myself. And that's
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
That's an interesting
I felt like
term.
my entire life, my past life, was dead. It was gone. I had died. I felt like I had died that day, and I had an absolute new life. I felt like I was a child again. And this is from a guy, personally, because remember, I'd walked away from God at, we'll say 14, but really 16, 17. And I had really danced the dance of this world. I mean, I was the fraternity guy, just gone crazy. And
you had all the opportunities.
I had a lot of opportunities. I did a lot of things in this world that I'm certainly not proud of now. I had a lot of skeletons in my closet, and I can certainly hold on to guilt. I think all of us in life hold on to some forms of guilt. But Jesus says in the Bible that Jesus forgives you. And I was like, oh, Jesus forgives me, but I'm going to hold on to this because I really did this. But when I stared myself in the mirror and I felt like I had truly died and that this is a fresh start, I felt complete forgiveness. It was, I can't describe it. I can just tell you it's just absolute, and it's freeing. And ever since then, I have it's like a blank chalkboard that I don't want to mess up.
So at that time, you were saying, I give you my life, and really meant it.
Yes, yes.
Because so many times we make a statement, and like you say, we're in the back of our thinking, holding on to something. We gave it up verbally,
right?
But we are still attached to something.
Correct.
And you were releasing everything.
It was already released.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was like I was cleansed through pain. But it was just the very, very start of a very long journey for me, of truly getting cleansed and really shaking of the person who I thought I was.
It's amazing. You have very little scar even.
Yeah, it is amazing. God has healed me in so many ways.
75 feet. How many?
Well, I was up 75 feet up, and I landed about 30 feet from the desert floor. So I fell 45 feet, about 4.5 stories.
4.5 stories.
Yes.
I mean, think about falling out of a 4.5-story apartment.
I look at and
coming head down
on concrete, essentially. I mean, I've through soccer. I remember I was running once, got hit and fell on the ground, separated my shoulder. Right. I mean, just to fall 6 feet and separate my shoulder.
Yeah.
And my dad was telling me about how he knows 2 guys who had died by slipping in the shower.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's amazing of what I have been through.
I just read somebody was paralyzed, quadriplegic. They slipped in the house. So I mean, it's just amazing.
It's amazing. God saved me from everything. I mean, physically. I was fine. My mental capacity, my ability to speak, I mean, brain trauma is a serious issue. And boy, I feel for anybody who has to go through that. But it's he didn't leave one thing with me though. He took away the class 3 concussion. I found a day or two later the symptoms kind of came on, and things, because I was a very big weightlifter at the time. I was a very big athlete, and I really based a lot of my self-worth in my own strength and my own control. Look what I can do, and look at my dominion, and look how strong I am. And
you were physically strong and mentally very sharp.
Because I felt it was me.
Yeah.
It's all my strength is my power. And boy, after that, I couldn't hold much. I couldn't pick up a 5-pound weight without feeling bad. I couldn't read more than a paragraph without just feeling just kind of wiped out. It was just dealing with brain issues. But I was healing really fast. I healed very fast, actually, and after about 4 weeks, I went on a business trip, and I was doing fine. And then on the 5th week, still wasn't completely healed. I ended up getting rear-ended at a stoplight driving home from work. And so it's ironic, after the miracle, it didn't really change my behavior that much. I was thinking, God always protects me. I'm always protected.
Yeah.
I've done crazy things in life.
I'm invincible.
Yeah, God's protecting me, and now, He's always there to protect me. He's my big brother that's always going to be there for me. And I don't deserve it, but why not?
Yeah.
And then I got hit in the head of the stop. I remember looking in the rearview mirror and seeing the car go, because the person was looking at something else, looked at the very minute, and it was bad. And my head whammed back in the seat rest, and I don't know if you know, but concussion on top of concussion is a bad
Whiplash.
thing.
Yeah.
That's a bad thing. And so I ended up getting all my symptoms back that I'd healed from, and I got 3 times as many new ones because it was compounded. And I didn't know it because I thought, what's going to happen? I found out the next morning. And then my world just spiraled down to just nothing because I hadn't learned my lesson. Ironically, the guy who rear ended me was a youth pastor who was going to sell his car to help fund his missionary trip.
Oh my God.
So the devil got 2 birds with 1 stone that day, and my life went from good to bad in a very, very quick way. And it was all part of God's plan. I didn't see it at the time. I went from, praise God, I'm so invincible, to, why God, I can't believe you just did this to me. Why would you save my life and then allow this to happen to me? And I was angry. I was very, very angry at God. And about 3 or 4 weeks later, I actually got over that anger because I had no other choice. I eventually I either could go 2 paths, right? There's 2 paths to go when your life is absolutely horrible and you can't see a way out and you don't understand why. You can either go, I hate God, I'm going to go over here. Or I'm going to say, I don't know, but I'm going to accept the situation that I'm in, and I'm going to give it up to you, and I'm just only going to live day by day. And that's what I did. And when I did that, boy, I was crying. I was a broken man. But I kind of just said, okay, fine, God, I don't know why I'm this way. I don't know why, because everything in life was hard to do at that time. Like I said, I couldn't lift anything. I couldn't lift my head up. I couldn't lift my head down. Going to work was just insanely hard for me. My life was. People have had it worse, but I had to keep my house insanely so quiet you could hear a pin drop. Imagine a 4-year-old kid running around having to be dead quiet because his daddy can't take noise. Right. It was a very, very difficult situation. I couldn't process things. It was almost like a water balloon was being filled up that was getting ready to burst in my head every day. And when I finally get up to God, that's when the healing finally started to occur. And that was
How
the
long
start
did it
of the
take you to
journey.
heal?
I'm still healing. It's been 6.5 years, but truly the main healing took place in 1 year. And that's where my life had spiraled down into depths of fear and anxiety and just physical and emotional. And I was just a complete wreck. Why did I get this way? Because I had thought I was so great and so of the world and so of my own making.
I'm on my own,
Yeah, that all said now that was removed. And I was left in fear because I realized that this life and all we think that we control, we don't. Right? Anything can be taken away instantly. Right. In an instant. And what God took away from me, as I look at it now, I quite smile. He took away only the things that I held in high regard. Wow. He allowed me to work and provide for my family and do very well there. Because I didn't really base myself at that point like I have to have a job. But it was more like, look how people view me.
But the job wasn't your identity. This stuff was.
This stuff was. He took away my identity. Other people's identity could be their job.
Right.
Could be their family. Could be the car they drive.
Their fame.
Could be the fame. Who knows what. But you know what? It's all money. It's all an illusion.
That's
right? It can come and it can go in an instant, and when mine went in an instant, I was left shattered. Wow. And so as I looked through life, in fact, just this morning I was praying and I just realized, wow, the miracle was actually God saving my life, but the lessons that I learned after the miracle was what allowed me to actually live my life the way I should. Wow. And that was the unique part.
We haven't even scratched the surface. I mean, it's just an amazing story. It's not thick, but let me tell you, it's jam-packed.
I guess we're at chapter 2 now, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just jam-packed with unbelievable stuff. I mean, we didn't get into the dream machine.
Not at all.
And I mean, there's so many things, but Jesus Christ is the answer to every need you may have. Bye-bye.